a lot of instructors will ask us about why they should use Yellowdig in their courses, or will, ask us how to explain to their students why they're using Yellowdig. In order to answer that question, I would focus everybody on our sort of mission, which is to create communities where social interaction and learning really build the relationships and skills that allow people to thrive. And we sort of highlight the communities aspect because we think it's really important that people focus on building communities rather than having discussions. And Yellowdig's point system was really designed to change behavior that would encourage that community building. So there are points that you get for just posting and commenting that really reward participation. That gets everybody there, interacting and seeing the content that's there. The social point categories, the points for getting comments from other users or for getting reactions from other users or accolades from instructors, those social points are really what reward articulate and thoughtful posts that are made earlier in the week to get conversations going and continue to have those conversations be ongoing. These are the points that really actually create the community and create a sense that students are coming in, sharing, posting really interesting things. There's interesting things there to talk about. And that's what really gets everybody going. And really the bottom line is if you can get students started and you get the ball rolling, a lot of times they start ignoring the point system by the end. And we regularly see Yellowdig communities where they're getting 125% or 150% of the point requirement on average as a full class, which means that most of the students are going well above and beyond what is required. Certainly you're familiar with the standard discussion framework where, as an instructor, you would post a set of prompts or a prompt that is the topic for the week. Students are told they have to post and comment, usually 1 post, 2 comments. You have your go-getter student that comes in, tries to start a discussion, doesn't really have anything else they can comment on, so they have to come back later. A few students come in, but then there's sort of a big bump at the end where everybody is trying to get their posts in and comment on as many other people as possible. And what happens then is, there's a deadline and we restart all over again. We regularly see that sort of those go-getter students learn over time that it's just not worth coming in early, so they just procrastinate more and more. And Yellowdig's point system is really designed to kind of break that down. It allows students to earn points for posting or commenting throughout the week and across weeks. So the idea here is that you don't have to shift a topic at the end of each week. Those topics can be ongoing if they're still relevant. If they're not relevant, they'll die out, or they'll shift to another thing in the next week or to another topic that was discussed in that week. Students, if there's nothing interesting to talk about, they'll bring in their own topics and start them and talk about them. Maybe a student has a question. One of the biggest differentiators between communities and sort of the standard discussion forum is that you wouldn't want students to post a question to a discussion prompt. Whereas in a community, we want students to post questions. We want other students to help them answer those questions and have interesting, really thoughtful conversations about things that they might not understand from your classes. So, an open-ended Yellowdig community where students have a lot of freedom gives them the freedom to seek out and talk about the things that are interesting to them, that they really need to talk about, that they have questions about. And what we see is that, Yellowdig communities really have a positive impact. So compared to, learning management discussion forums, it's common for students to post twice as much as normal. We regularly see students, overrun our point system by quite a lot. Course drops have really gone down in most of the universities where we've studied that. I believe we've had 3 or 4 different efficacy studies at this point, and we see course drops go down, 5 to 10% really commonly. Student satisfaction also tends to go up, and we see all the time that students really prefer Yellowdig to those other discussion forums. So, the reasons for doing it, aside from just the sort of efficacy and student engagement, is that you'll really appreciate the outcomes a lot yourself and actually enjoy participating in discussions rather than sort of dreading them.